Good morning, friends. This is unit number 5 of your syllabus for Indian ethos and business ethics. We're discussing various principles and how those principles and those policies and those unwritten rules, regulations dictate the way the people behave at the workplace, dictate the way the business people behave with their customers, business with government and all guys. It is necessary that some kind of standards, some kind of norms are required to be followed, and those norms, those standards, those rules, those way of expressing themselves to be able to respect the other people in the community, or so to say the various stakeholders. It is necessary that those ethics are followed, and that for that purpose there are certain kinds of norms, there are certain kinds of problems that are faced for following those norms in the contemporary situations. We are going to learn that in the last unit of your syllabus. There are certain strategies, and those strategies are decided, formulated on the basis of the principles, guidelines, rules, regulations, and ideals, and the ways the things are put as standards are to be formalized. And for that purpose we are learning those applications of those principles and how those principles are going to have some kind of bearing on the policies the company is going to decide. Now, coming to the first part, the thing is, these strategies, these thinkings, these matters are decided, especially the situations like what you call it, the climate change. So, climate change and business, there are going to be problems faced. There are going to be policies that are to be formulated. There are some principles that are to be followed, and this is going to have bearing on the kind of policies company is going to follow for handling the situations of climate change. Now, climate change has also made business people think about various products and services which they have been producing. They have started to have some kind of innovations in those, and those innovations are going to have bearing on the kind of products and services that will be launched in the market. Business people have to think about these changing climate situations. Same is going to hold good for all other stakeholders, and all other stakeholders also have to worry as to how this climate change is going to change the way people are going to stay, and people are going to behave, and people are going to decide about the products and services that are available in the market. Having said that, I can tell you the demand for air conditioners is changing, demand for refrigerators is changing. Now, there will be certain countries who are going to face some adverse climate. There will be a lot of rains in certain part of the world. There will be acid rain kind of situation in certain part of the world. There are going to be earthquakes. There are going to be tsunamis. There are going to be all kinds of storms that are going to be there. The cyclones that are going to hit. Now, this frequency has definitely changed, and accordingly the business community has to think about alternatives, about possibilities, about the way people they are going to engage. They are going to have talent, they are going to utilize their talent, there are going to be suppliers they are going to hire. It will depend on these factors as to what they are going to actually use as far as their products and services are concerned. And that is the reason it is necessary that those ethical principles are borne in mind, and the thing that is going to actually go with the kind of climate change is also to be accordingly worked upon. Then there is the corporate strategy and natural resource depletion. Now, this is also happening. Now, you know for sure that petrol is not going to be there forever. So there is a need for alternative source of energy. You can see wind energy. You can even see the natural gas being used in place of the petrol, and electric cars and all those products that are changing just because the natural resource depletion is also there on cards, and people like it or not. they are going to face the music. They are not going to get the kind of input for petrol cars. There will be a lot of ruckus, and there will be a lot of noise created by people using those cars. Now, according to climate change, now you will have to use solar energy. You will have to use electrical energy for automobiles. Say automobile sector is getting hit all right, but other products, other companies also have to now think about the natural resource depletion. Wherever the resources are natural, there are going to be problems in the sourcing. They have to think about alternatives. They have to think about using uh, the optimum natural resources, all right, but there will be policies for afforestation also. You see, people will be planting more trees. But then, having said that, even we have seen in the last pandemic, this pandemic is still going on, and we are facing problems. It is not even sometimes the natural resource depletion that is going to create problem. There are going to be, some problems created by people themselves. We don't know, but this COVID 19 has taught us that yes, it is not just natural resource depletion, it is not just climate change that had affected us. Now, even the man made kind of you know, strategies used for war, you can say chemical war kind of situations, are also going to have impact on your business. Then corporate social responsibility. That is yet another important aspect. Now the people have started to think about CSR as one of the source. There are some companies, there will be some education institutions like to have the source. But you must know this CSR is nothing but a provision that is made in Companies Act 1956 to make every company aware that there will be some element of profit they can set aside for the purpose of CSR, simply because it is considered that a company is also a human being, is like a human being, and what a human being does for society is also expected to be done by the corporate, the company. So it is responsibility of the individual to stay properly in the society and do something whatever is possible to make society happy. Same is holding good for companies. Companies also have to contribute in terms of like signals, traffic signals setup. Then you can say garden maintenance, and you can say even the kind of we have the seashores, and for seashores we have got various you know, the place where people like to have a fun and frolic. They are going to those sea beaches, maintenance of those beach, maintenance of those trees, maintenance of those gardens, maintenance of those roads, toll, all those things include the corporate intervention. Will require corporate to take care of these things as part of their social responsibility. And then there the company also have to provide for these kind of policies to be able to match up the requirement of the society. Now coming to the transparency, one of those things that has been now becoming popular. Once upon a time, everything was behind the closed doors. Now everything has come out in the open, and everything is naked, and everybody has to take care of the transparency. ट्रान्सपरन्सी म्हणजे जे काय आपल्याकडे आहे त्याचं अत्यंत पारदर्शक व्यवहार ठेवणं, आपल्याकडचे रेकॉर्ड्स प्रॉपर मेंटेन ठेवणं, कोणत्याही प्रकारचा भ्रष्टाचार, कोणत्याही प्रकारची लपवाछपवी न करणं, याची आता गरज कायद्याने पण निर्माण झालेली आहे. सामाजिक मूल्य पण त्याच्या परिवेशामध्ये बदलत आहे. कमिंग टू अकाउंटेबिलिटी, आता हे पण आहे की तुम्हाला जसं जबाबदारीचं भान पाहिजे, सामाजिक जबाबदारीचं भान पाहिजे, पारदर्शकतेचं भान पाहिजे, तसंच यू विल नीड टू टेक केअर ऑफ दी अकाउंटेबिलिटी फॅक्टर. तुम्ही ज्या ज्या गोष्टी जबाबदारी म्हणून स्वीकारलेल्या आहेत त्या जबाबदाऱ्या पार पाडणं, त्याच्याकरता उत्तरदायी राहणं is also one of the needs of the corporate ethics which we are talking about. Another thing that has been now on air, you can see it available on various FM radios, available on TV networks, available on channels, available on various social media, is we have freedom, all right, but those freedoms will have some kind of restrictions. You must not have any kind of impact on the sovereignty and integrity of a country. You know what recently had happened with Twitter. Twitter has done some funny things against the Indian Republic. They have published certain maps which are pro China. Now this is not done. No country is going to tolerate that. So social media, even though it is good to have social media and have freedom of expression, freedom of choice, and freedom of whatever knowledge and opinion you want to express, but there should be some limit as far as the restrictions are concerned. They must not damage the integrity and social fabric of your country, and there are going to be restrictions. That is also one of those things that are going to create cases. आता ट्विटरची चाललेली केस, त्याच्या अगोदर फेसबुकची चाललेली केस, त्याच्या अगोदर व्हॉट्सॲपची चाललेली केस, या सगळ्यामध्ये होते आहे. सोशल मीडिया आहे, पण त्या सोशल मीडियाचा एका बाजूला खूप चांगला सुयोग्य वापर व्हावा याच्याकरता प्रयत्न करणं योग्य आहे, पण दुसऱ्या बाजूला त्याचं जर डॅमेजिंग, कोणाची तरी प्रतिमाभंग करणं, कोणाच्या तरी देशाच्या सीमाच न ओळखणं, सामाजिक ज्या काय भान आहेत त्या गोष्टीला अनुसरून न वागणं, या सगळ्याचा परिणाम हा होताना दिसतोय. जे केसेस तुम्हाला तोंड द्यावे लागतील ॲज अ कॉर्पोरेट, ॲज अ पर्सन हू आर गोइंग टू वर्क विथ कॉर्पोरेट. देन देर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड ई प्लॅटफॉर्म. त्याच्यावर सुद्धा आपल्याला वेगवेगळ्या पद्धतीने फसवणुकीचे धंदे चालले. आत्ता काल परवा झालेली गोष्ट सांगतो. आत्तासुद्धा सकाळी जी गोष्ट माझ्या डोळ्यासमोर आली, पण आपण प्रत्यक्षात ज्यावेळी बघितलं की ते तसं नाही आहे. उदाहरणार्थ आज एक मी सकाळी बातमी माझ्या मोबाईलवर वाचली, झळकली होती. महाराष्ट्र टाईम्समध्ये आलेली बातमी, असा पद्धतीचा संदर्भ गुगलच्या त्या मॅप त्या आउटपुटमध्ये आला होता. त्यात म्हटलं होतं सॅमसंगचा E30 काहीतरी M32 नावाचा मोबाईल जो आहे तो फक्त 6,000 रुपयाला उपलब्ध आहे, ज्यात मोबाईलची किंमत 14,000 ते 15,000 रुपये आहे. आता हे प्रत्यक्ष आहे की नाही, ह्याच्यात फसवणूक होण्याचे चान्सेस किती आहेत, आणि अशा पद्धतीने फसवणूक लोकांची होते की नाही, हा सुद्धा एक फार मोठा भाग आहे. सांगितल्याप्रमाणे हे सामाजिक जसं सोशल मीडिया एका बाजूला तुम्ही एक वरदान म्हणताय, दुसऱ्या बाजूला हे अशा पद्धतीने लोकांना फसवणुकी करता. इवन ई प्लॅटफॉर्मचा सुद्धा उपयोग लोकांना फसवणुकी करताना देखील होतात. लोक फसताना दिसतात. लोकांना त्या संबंधितल्या वेगवेगळ्या गुन्ह्यांना सामोरं जावं लागत आहे. कमिंग टू या सगळ्याचा परिणाम म्हणून काही पूर्वीचे झालेले स्कॅम्स आहेत, ज्याच्याबद्दल थोडासा आपल्याला संदर्भ म्हणून उल्लेख करावा लागेल. विजय मल्ल्या असेल, त्याच्यानंतर चोक्सी असेल, मेहुल चोक्सी असेल, आणि इतर जे लोक असतील ज्यांनी आज बँकांची फसवणूक करून करोडो रुपयाचा घोटाळा करून ते परदेशी पळून गेले आहेत, त्यांच्याकडनं वसुली यंत्रणालय, एन्फोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेटकडनं पैसे वसूल करण्याचा प्रकार चालू आहे. त्याच्यावरच्या केसेस चालू आहेत. त्या संदर्भात मी लेक्चरमध्ये बोललो होतो. त्याच्याशिवाय एअरलाईनचा सुद्धा घोटाळा मोठ्या प्रमाणात झालेला, ज्याच्यामध्ये विजय मल्ल्या अडकलेला आहे. त्यांनीसुद्धा मोठ्या प्रमाणावर लोकांची, जे कामावर काम करणारे जे वैमानिक आणि वेगवेगळे स्टाफ मेंबर त्यांनासुद्धा अचानक नोकरीवरनं बरखास्त करण्यात आलं वगैरे, अशा केसेससुद्धा वाढायला लागलेल्या आहेत. ह्या परिस्थितीमध्ये आपण या सगळ्याचं भान ठेवणं आणि ह्या गोष्टीचं भान ठेवणं की ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी होऊ नयेत, आणि आपण ज्या कंपनीत काम करणार आहोत त्या ठिकाणी सगळं स्वच्छ, योग्य प्रमाणात, सगळ्यांचा विचार करून, सगळ्यांच्या हिताची जपणूक करून होतं आहे की नाही, हे पाहणं आपलं कर्तव्य राहील. मला वाटतं हे सगळं जे तुम्हाला मी मांडलं ते सगळं आत्ता युनिट नंबर 5मधलं होतं. त्याच्याशिवाय काही गोष्टी मी केसेस संबंधी असतील किंवा आणखीन काही मला महत्त्वाचे व्हिडिओज जर सापडले ते तुम्हाला मी शेअर करणार आहे. आत्ता इथंच थांबतो. आय हॅव ऑलरेडी समराइज युनिट नंबर 5 ऑफ सिलेबस. सब्जेक्ट इज Indian ethos and business ethics. Thank you.